we really need for this podcast is like goats screaming into like an electric guitar. That's just, I don't know. That's my thoughts for an intro here.
I kind of hate a goat, to be honest with you.
Anyways, Marc.
Oh, yeah. So, boys,
Marc.
This is
Marc.
Yes.
Marc. We're covering a movie this week that's your pick.
Uh-huh.
And I got to say that this movie is basically a movie that lays out rules for you. And seriously, you're supposed to follow the rules. There are rules in a horror movie, and you're supposed to follow them. And these people do none of that. Seriously, like, all I'm asking is don't touch the stinky dead guy. Don't touch him. And nobody can stay away from the stinky dead guy. It just, what? Anyways, this is Marc's pick. We're back to week 3 of our October, I think Marc was calling it the Butcher's Block.
The Butcher's Block
of horror movies. So the first week we did Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. The second week we did Joe's pick, which was Dawn of the Dead, the original. And this week we've got Marc's pick, 2023's When Evil Lurks. Marc, what do you have to say about your pick here?
So, these guys know me as, the fun guy, just a good old boy.
He's a good old boy.
I'm just a good old guy. I like movies.
You're a sick bastard.
I love movies. I love them. I love horror movies. And I was stuck in between choosing, so I'll be real with y'all. My Halloween choice for movie, it's going to sound bad, but Terrifier 2. But obviously we're not going to do Terrifier 2 on this podcast. It's perfect. It's a perfect movie. I was waiting. Nope. Nothing from y'all. Okay, great.
I hate that. Incredible. I hate that guy, the clown, Art the Clown. I hate him.
Oh man, that for me is my perfect Halloween movie. But if I were to suggest, like we do on Prime Cut Podcast, a very, very good movie that is haunting and ruthless and violent and maybe doesn't have plot armor for children or the elderly or animals.
Dogs
or animals.
Yeah, so this movie hates you, and it hates your kids.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it hates your pets. Yeah. And it hates everything and the world. It hates everything. This movie hates you.
But how brave. How brave in 2023.
Oh, brave.
A director in Argentina was like, you know what? Fuck the norm. Let's just make the most dreadful movie we can.
Okay, so
hold on. Welcome to the Prime Cut Podcast.
Welcome to the
movie discussion show aimed at recommending deep cuts, flawed gems, and forgotten
masterpieces. We're like on an answering machine doing it together.
Yeah. Okay. We're covering 2023's When Evil Lurks, not Where Evil Lurks, which is
not what evil lurks.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but it's
why evil lurks. Why does evil lurk?
Nobody knows. This movie doesn't tell you.
How does evil lurk?
And that's kind of the charm of it, boys. I'll be real with you.
Charm?
You kind of, it's a little charming. It just kind of throws you in there.
Okay.
This deep lore.
For our listeners, this was Joe and I's first watch on this one. Joe was familiar with this movie. I was not. And so we both watched this per Marc's recommendation here. And I will say that there is a trigger warning in this movie. Like, they go off the deep end. You know what I mean? Like, kids are not safe. Animals are not safe. So
I would
say, that said,
so let's even underscore that even more. Kids and animals are the catalyst to the bad stuff.
Yeah,
like it's worse because of the kids and the animals. They make it worse.
Yes. But I think that they kill the dog and the kids tastefully.
It is tasteful.
You fucking
spoiler
both
alert.
Of you shut the fuck up.
There is no. They're down. Also,
Jesus.
I just want to shout out Braden Plon BHWKAMG.
Yeah.
He was one of the only people who were like, man, y'all should do When Evil Lurks.
He's asked
And I was
this,
all, bro.
he's asked this of me multiple times. The guy we train with.
I was all, bro,
You know, Graydon.
stay
Graydon,
tuned.
Yeah. I didn't know that he had asked for this.
He
Cool.
loves this.
Oh yeah.
So, we always taking requests. We actually did a poll for the 4th movie this month, and we were tossing up Paranormal Activity, the original, and Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And Halloween 3 Season of the Witch won by a landslide. Yeah. Actually,
Rigged.
and I know Joe really loves this movie. One of the guys at my gym, Jason, he was like, convinced me that movie doesn't suck. So
got to listen to the podcast, Jason.
He does
Tune
listen.
in, Jason. All right.
So he actually makes his wife Monica watch all the movies, and so sometimes
With him?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes our movies are he's like, go watch this
You
movie
go
by
watch this.
yourself. I'm gonna watch
I've
a
seen
different
it.
movie.
You watch it. Yeah.
No, they watch them together, and so I know that sometimes our movie picks can be a little male heavy, like they can be a little.
We did Aliens.
Oh, you know what? They could be a little bro heavy. How about that?
Bro heavy is a good.
Yeah, we do a
good
lot
word.
of bro heavy moves, but I will say this movie is not. I would not say this is a bro heavy move. I think that a lot of.
I don't know that
women,
Jason's wife's gonna love it though.
No, that might be true, but I know
Don't
that.
know her. I'm sure she's a wonderful woman, but I can't imagine she's like, I can't wait to watch this movie.
Hey, I know a lot of women that love horror more than guys.
Sure.
I know I have
Maybe
many
she's
of
into
friends. Many friends that are guys that are like, I can't do horror. I can't watch it. Joe, I don't think you're a huge horror guy.
I would say that I'm a horror fan, but there's certain things that I just don't do it for me. I'm not a body horror guy. Paul knows this. We talked about this. So like The Fly, even
The Fly,
I don't like The Fly. I just don't.
Human Centipede. He's out.
Yeah, I'm out on that. What was the one?
So gross.
What was the one that just came out? With Demi Moore, where she's like trying to make her Substance.
That was
I was
awesome.
just like, yeah.
Did you watch it, Joe?
Yeah.
Or you? Oh,
but
you
I was
did.
just like, yeah, but I was just like, this isn't my thing. So like from a horror standpoint, I would say that I'm selective. I need there to be like a cool thing. Like, why am I watching this? For the most part, there's got to be something about it.
A cool flamethrower in it. Like in
Sure, it could be that.
The Thing.
Could be that, or like just
like
a cool
1,000-pound flesh monster.
Like in this movie. I got some problems with this movie, boys. I got some problems.
Oh! Trust me. Listen, the Prime Code podcast has a little text chat, and when you can just kind of feel a vibe.
Why am I not
from
in
someone,
this text chat?
You're in it. You just don't ever check it. You never check.
It was the vibe from Joe was quite ominous, which is fine.
There's things I like about this movie. There's also a lot that is not my lane of horror. Not to say that it's bad. And I actually think if this is your lane, it's probably one of the better versions of this. Just for me, like, I won't watch this one again.
It's a dark lane. It's a very dark lane.
So my take on this was I watched it and I thought it was a little bit refreshing. I thought it was good. I thought
it's good.
Yeah, like there's so many bad horror movies and they crank them out. We've mentioned it before how like horror movies have like probably one of the lowest budgets. But and so many times they're just bad or they're just using jump scares the whole time. I don't know if this one really had.
It has one or two.
That's maybe two. One or two.
The dog scares. Attack is a pretty big like whoa.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a stereotypical jump scare, like where like
the violin,
or like they're at the refrigerator and like they open the door and the camera's set up so you can't see behind the door and then they close it and someone's there, right?
Sure.
That's like a cheesy trope. Like I'm out on that stuff.
One thing I think we haven't really talked about that much yet in the month, the Halloween spooky month feature, the Butcher Block feature, is that I think there's a lot. One of the things I really like about horror is there's a lot of experimentation and there's a lot of And sometimes they're failed experiments, but I feel like there's more creativity in the horror realm than just about anywhere else, because you can kind of do anything you want and you can try out
Fair.
stuff. Greg, to your point, hey, if this movie costs $2.7 million to make, okay, who cares if it doesn't go well? You're trying something out and you got maybe some money to do it again. Like Shudder is a really good company that's basically like assisting with a lot of these like underground horror movies. I mean, just the idea that you have multiple different versions of film, like the found footage stuff. That genre was created with the Blair Witch Project. There is
For
an
sure.
entire horror genre of found footage movies that are completely
Would
made
Paranormal
up.
Activity be considered part of that?
I would say, yeah.
100%.
All the
Yeah.
VHS stuff. Those are, I mean, there's
Ooh.
like 10 of those, and some of them are good. So like, I really do like how horror can kind of be that lane where it's like, hey, we can try a lot of stuff here. What that is going to lead to is that some of it's not going to work for everybody, but you definitely have more experimentation than like action, comedy, drama. It's like, hey, all right, action movies, that's my thing. But I also know going in, like, I kind of know what's going to happen here. I'm looking for certain things. I want cool fight scenes or whatever. Horror, you can kind of go anywhere, and there's stuff that is going to surprise you with how successful it can be based on some wild creativity. And I think this movie has some of that. I also think it suffers from some weird like plot decisions, and I'm not sure if that's accidental or if the filmmaker's trying to tell you something. I don't know. I don't know how deep to take this movie, because there's ways that you can look at this movie and be like, okay, this is like the most nihilistic, negative view of humanity and the world and creation.
You're
Or
talking
you
about
can
how
look
people
at
don't
it,
follow the rules.
yeah, and nothing is good. There's everything bad. Doesn't matter what you do.
Everything's bad.
Or you can look at it and be like, this is like people under stress make the wrong decisions,
They're
or
nihilists, Joe. They're
humanity.
nihilists.
I mean, I don't know, man, because there's a lot of in this movie. You're like, Jesus Christ, the lady's telling you don't do it, and the guy does it. And you're like, oh, come on, Pedro.
But
Come on,
that's
Jaime. Come on.
that's like what people do.
You think?
You tell people don't touch that red button, and they go, I think I'm gonna touch the red button.
Maybe, but
I want to see
also,
what it does.
if you're talking to someone who knows what they're talking about or seemingly knows what they're talking about, that you have gone to them for expert advice and they give you expert advice and then you deliberately go against it. I mean, Jesus, guys.
Hey man, those people are called ask holes.
I guess.
They want to ask
And-
the question and they want your answer to be what they want to hear. And if it's not, they're going to go ask someone else.
Mm.
And it kind of does touch on I think it's Pedro. He's kind of a shitter, you know? He lost his kids.
Yeah.
He's not a
and
good dude.
They don't
He's
give
not
you
a good guy. He's not a smart guy.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, see, I kind of liked him for most of the movie until
Yeah.
the end, when he started really just becoming completely defrayed. And I was like, Pedro, you've kind of been like, we got to get out of here. Like he kind of seems logical, but they don't. Okay, so let's say this. This movie basically is one of these films that you are immediately dropped into this world. There is little to no explanation, which I think actually lends itself well to the world that the movie creates. I think it's pretty cool. This movie is Argentinian. It is set in Argentina. Everyone is speaking Spanish. We don't know any of
Subtitles
these
in
actors.
this movie.
Yeah, subtitles. We don't know any of these actors. I've never seen any of these people before.
The whole thing with subtitles, I have to say this. Some people get so turned off by the idea of watching a movie with subtitles. And I think that that's such a big disservice to the people that won't watch a movie because of subtitles. And like half the people I know watch movies with closed caption on anyways. It's like
I
the
do.
same thing. Yeah. So some people watch with closed caption. So you have to read what they're saying unless you speak Spanish fluently.
Let me say this, Greg. I'm going to be a little more rude than you.
Oh,
That was really nice of you to say. Look,
Ooh, a shit sandwich.
if you're not able to handle subtitles and hearing people speak in a different language and watching that and enjoying it, turn this podcast off. We don't want you listening. We don't need you here.
we
You
don't
can
need you.
go somewhere else. This isn't for you. That's fine. But come on, grow up. Other people outside of the English speaking world make really good stuff. You can handle it.
This
I'm
is
sure.
true. This is true.
There's so many movies from Japan that I love that are only in subtitles.
Sure.
The very first movie I ever watched with subtitles was the Battle Royale.
Incredible
Oh,
movie.
that was good.
Amazing
Good.
movie. And that movie,
25th anniversary this year.
it's basically the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games ripped off Battle Royale,
Yes.
like to the T. And this,
I mean, we're doing a Hong Kong action movie, maybe the finest Hong Kong action movie this season. It is in
maybe, we'll
subtitles.
see. Yeah.
It's called Kung Pao.
Kung
Hope
Pao.
y'all are ready.
I actually like that movie. It's pretty good. Of course you like that movie, Greg.
Should we lay? Yeah, Jesus, I don't even need to say it. Should we?
Hey, so going back to what you were saying about the movie itself, listen, y'all, we don't have a lot to say about the actors in this movie. Normally we'll like dive into this a little bit, but these are all kind of unknowns. And with horror, a lot of times you get that just in general, but this being a film from Argentina, you're getting it double down. We don't know these actors. The director, he doesn't have a lot to his credit. Marc was familiar with another one of his movies. What was it, Marc?
Terrified is kind of what established this kind of cult following / excitement for When Evil Lurks, because it has the same kind of vibes, if you will, stillness and dread and sudden violence. What he does really well is captures realism to like a brutal kind of fuck you point, which is just beautiful. You know, he doesn't care. You can kind of notice in this movie, he doesn't give a shit if you like it. Probably, you know, he's gonna make you upset. He's not gonna hold your hand. You're just dropped into this movie. He does kind of the similar thing in Terrified. I would watch it if you really liked When Evil Lurks and you haven't seen Terrified. I highly recommend.
This movie is basically like if The Exorcist had 0 priests, 10 times the gore, and like I said, nobody listened to the rules and definitely don't trust a goat. That's what this movie is.
Yeah, but The Exorcist is trying to say something, and I don't know that this movie is.
I disagree.
Okay. What is this movie trying to say?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Tell him, Jake. That's right. Yeah, tell him. Tell him.
We got Jake in the background, Joe's dog. He's Joe was telling us that Jake is when was his birthday, Joe? We don't even really know, right?
October 5th.
That's the day you decided to celebrate Jake's birthday?
Yeah, we picked that day.
So Jake is 15, and Jake now gets upset when people are not in the same room as him. So if you get up and leave, he'll start yelling.
Instead of just following you, he's like, "Hey, come back in here." That's what he's doing. So
You
sorry.
know, I'm not mad at Jake for that.
Yeah,
He's
me neither.
old, and he's like, "Hey, look, this is how I'm doing it now." It's a fairly new thing, like a couple months. So he's
All
figured
right,
it
well,
out.
I support it.
It's kind of a Greg move.
Where'd you go? Come back. Don't make me chase you. All right. So shall we jump into this movie? Do we have anything else we need to say about it?
Lots of trigger warnings, I would say. You know, if you're gonna watch it, if you stop the pod right here before we get into it, lots of trigger warnings. Don't be upset at us, but let us know what you think. If you like it, tell us. If you hate it,
Look, if you don't like dogs getting killed, don't watch this movie. If you don't like
it's
kids,
done tastefully.
if you don't like kids getting killed, don't watch this movie.
Listen,
but they really don't die. Spoiler much.
Kind of. Well,
I'm just like replaying the scenes in my head as we go.
I could be wrong on that. Yeah. All right. Okay,
let's just hit some plot points, some majors.
Yeah. Let's jump into this movie here. So this movie, like I said, it takes place in Argentina. One thing I do want to say about it as well is that there's a lot of practical effects. They use almost no CGI.
Beautifully done.
Like, if you listen to this podcast, you know that Joe and I are huge on practical effects. If you can do it practically and not just do it with a mouse and keyboard, hats off to you. And they do a lot of that. They do very little CGI, so it's very
cinematography is also really well done. This is really
very well done.
Very well. It's cool.
It's shot cool. It's got a very ominous feel just right out the gate. The way it starts, it's very dark. It's brooding, and it basically starts with 2 brothers, Pedro and Jimmy, and they basically
Jimmy.
find like yeah.
Think it's time,
I
bro.
like that he calls him Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Let him call him Jimmy.
they find a mutilated body out in the woods, but before they find it, like they're at home and they hear gunshots off in the distance, and like one of the brothers is like, "Is that someone hunting?" And the other one's like, "No, that was a revolver." And so they're like, "Okay." So they go out and the next morning and they go looking for whatever happened out there, and they find a body basically cut in half, which, you know, I don't know about you. Like, I find a body cut in half, like, it's a little bit concerning. I thought these guys kind of downplayed it a little bit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, was it a jaguar, a puma? It's like, no, man, this was cut by cut, not mauled,
Like on purpose.
Like, come on, I'm with you. They were kind of like nonchalant about it,
but it was only like the bottom half of the body, right?
Yeah, you never see anything other than the bottom, the guy's like lower torso and legs.
Another warning: do not eat during this movie. I was eating. I forgot.
How many times have you seen this? Though?
3 times.
Jesus, that's too.
I forget that it just starts with the most. It starts with the most disgusting looking half split body you've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, you get full intestines and everything. It's I mean, good effects, cool stuff. But I'm with you, Greg. They're kind of like, huh? Well, maybe we should call it in. Like, it's not that big of a deal to them. Which is like,
I don't know what the rules are in Argentina.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on in Argentina, I guess.
Well, they're at the edge of the world, is what they're saying. I don't. It's hard to know if this is actually in a real like Argentinian city, or if they're so far outside of like.
It felt rural.
Yeah,
where they live,
so far outside that it's just it don't. But the way it's filmed and the way they talk about it, it's so ominous, and like it could be just they just live in hell. There's no priests. There's no government. There's nothing.
Oh, there's a sheriff, right?
He didn't give a shit.
Yeah, he didn't. That's all.
He didn't care.
He didn't care about anything. Well, they basically, after they find this body, they kind of track the area, and they run into this woman, Maria, who has 2 sons, Eduardo and Uriel. Uriel, it looks like the guy, the victim of sloth from 7. He's a gigantically overweight, hugely fat.
I'm glad
person.
you made that connection, Joe. I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah. And basically, this is where we kind of learn that they call him a rotten. And basically what that means, and they don't really explain it out loud, but what they kind of intimate is that means that this is a person who has been possessed by a demon, and the demon needs to be born out of their body, but it is not yet ready to be born. And so this like physical manifestation of like oozing pus and sores and disgustingness,
like he's probably like 400 or 500 pounds.
Yeah,
he's what you would assume evil would do to your body if it were growing inside of you for a year. I think it's what he said.
Yeah, and so they basically are like, hey, the mother's like, we know what this is. We called this cleaner. They call him a cleaner to come and take care of this. The cleaner has this special set of equipment that the brothers found with the body, the dismembered body in the yard. And basically they're like, oh, the cleaner's dead. So this guy ain't getting cleaned. So that's not great. That's not great. They go to the sheriff. The sheriff's like, we don't really care. We literally. And this is where you kind of start to feel Pedro, who seems to be the main character. He's like taking this seriously. He's like, hey, first of all, it's crazy that everyone knows what a rotten is. This is like clearly like something that in this culture or in their community is known. He knows that it needs to be dealt with, and he takes it to the sheriff. The sheriff understands what it is, but he's like, I don't care about this, which is not great, but par for the course for this type of movie, I would say.
There's some rules that are in place here that they don't. I don't even know. Like, when do we first find out the rules? Is it with the
car rides?
On the car ride, like way later.
Yeah,
way later.
Okay,
so you're kind of piecing things together at this point.
Yeah, we're not really told a lot of things. We find out later that they're about to break one of the rules, and one of the rules is that you don't move the body, you don't kill the body, like you don't shoot it.
Well, you can
and-
kill it, but you can't fire. You can't use firearms.
Yeah, you can't use a gun.
That's a huge rule. Do not shoot any of these things with a gun. Everybody knows this. Does anyone follow that rule? No. Every fucking person in this movie breaks that rule, which is like, okay.
Among the others.
Right. Yeah, they basically break every rule.
And I think it does touch on, there's a sense of like, so there's a sense of dread, but there's also a sense of what would be the word? Desperation, I think. Because obviously they know if this rotten gets out or if this evil grows, everyone's dead. I think there's like a high amount of pressure. And obviously it sounds like Pedro is like the only one that really gives a shit. But what they do after they see that rotten is they go to, God, what was his name? Armando, I think was his name. He was the owner of the land.
Eduardo. No.
Is it Eduardo?
The land. Ruiz. Ruiz is the landowner.
Ruiz.
Yep. He
Ruiz
owns
is the landowner.
He owns the land that Maria lives on with her sons. One of her sons, Uriel, who's the rotten. And they're like, we got to do something. And he's like, let's fucking get this huge sack of shit out of here.
Okay,
like,
he was so ready to blast that thing.
First of all,
he's a kingdom come.
He's a total piece of shit. He basically he like home invades their house, kicks the door in. He's like, I'm going to shoot this thing. And Pedro's like, you can't shoot it. So they're like, all right, well, we'll move it, even though we're not supposed to move it either. Well, we're going to
we get a pretty gross scene here where they like,
it's bad.
Like all of them are basically using a blanket to like lift this huge body person
who's alive.
Yeah, he's alive, and he's like seeping ooze or something,
begging them to kill him.
Begging,
yeah. He's like, kill me.
This is like gross stuff, but it's not really disturbing to me. I'm not disturbed. I'm like, it's fucking kind of gross, but all right.
They move the body by lifting all the blankets. They're taking it outside. I think at one point, doesn't the blanket tear?
Yeah, it rips.
And so he like falls right outside because they're trying to put it in the back of a truck. Yeah. And so like it's a struggle. Eventually they finally get it into the truck and they're driving off. I don't remember where they were trying to take the person.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know if they ever actually said.
They said we're going to dump him. Because remember at one point the guy's like, how far have we gone? He's like 300 kilometers. Is this good enough? And Pedro's like, do 100 more. So that's like what? Isn't a kilometer a mile and a half roughly?
Like 100 kilometers would be like, geez, I used to know this when I drove my Skyline because I could never do how fast I was going because it was in kilometers. And so I had like a sticky note that would tell me.
Where's that sticky note now?
I think
Hold
it's
on, Marc
like,
is Googling right now. I think
it's like 60 miles. I think 100 kilometers is like 60 miles.
We assume it's several hours away.
Yeah, 480 kilometers is 300 miles.
Okay, so they were driving like, this is like a 4-hour drive probably.
For sure.
Into the rural parts of wherever. Ruiz, who's kind of this prick landowner, who they don't like either. The brothers are like, we don't really like this guy, and he doesn't like us, but they're like, we need to figure this out. At one point, they're arguing or discussing something. This kid is in the road, and Ruiz swerves his truck. They miss the kid. First of all, you're like, oh, he's going to kill this kid for sure. He doesn't. And they continue on for a while, and they're like, okay, we've gone far enough. They go to the back of the truck to get this body out, and it's gone.
Hey, before they got there, I was thinking, like, how would I get rid of the body off the back of the truck? And just instinctually, I was like, dude, I'm just going to drop the tailgate, go in reverse real fast, and then slam on the brakes.
Shoots out.
So it can shoot. I mean, it's all greased up already, you know?
Well, that's the thing is you get a lot of viscera and shit and mucus. It's pretty gross because they're like, hey, this fucking thing's gone, but there's all this shit in the back of the bed. Cool. And instead of taking responsibility and continuing fulfilling their responsibility,
a choice these guys make.
They're like, it's fine. We're just gonna leave. He's gone. He's not in our truck anymore.
Problem solved.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Listen,
to be fair, they were kind of far.
They were far.
I think they asked, like, how far back was it that you hit the kid? I almost hit that kid. And he's like 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Ruiz is basically like, it's fine. We're leaving. So they go back home.
He's like, I'm done with this. Like, I got rid of it.
Yeah.
And then we get an awesome scene.
This is the best scene of the movie, I think. This is a cool scene.
Oh, I think this is my hard moment too.
Well, the perspective shifts to Ruiz he has a pregnant wife. Basically, I didn't understand how she identifies one of their goats as being possessed. I did not understand how she knew that.
I think she saw like the white around its mouth,
Oh, interesting.
and like it almost looks like it ate like a cinnamon roll too fast, and so it's got like white frosting all around its
Okay.
mouth, and like, and at the end of the movie we see that around the kids as well, and I think I gather that it probably smelled like sulfur or something like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I don't know how you got the sulfur out of that. That makes me I'm a little questioning how you know that, Greg.
You mean like the white lime that they use at the end of the movie?
Yeah, like that's all around the kids.
How does Greg know this
Hmm.
stuff, Mark?
Well,
The fuck
so
is Greg
originally when
talking
I
about?
watched it, I thought it was just like a Black Phillip, right?
Like from the
I think
bitch? From the witch? Black Phillip.
Yeah, from the
That
bitch.
motherfucker. That fucking goat. Look, guys, I don't like goats. I don't like any
Wait, you really don't like
No,
goats?
I don't like their pupils. How they're
I'm
That's
sorry,
fair.
what,
they're
Joe?
like oval shaped.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I
You ever
get
looked
that.
at a goat in the eye, Greg?
Joe's got
kinda scary.
yeah, I mean, I got no
No.
issue with him.
I don't like snakes. I don't like goats.
Same.
Not a goat guy.
They're both kind of evil
I
entities.
think they are.
Evil.
I don't
Yeah.
like a goat. So I don't want to see a goat get killed, which this movie is like, we're killing it. But I don't like them.
But
So she's like, first of all, she's like, that goat's possessed. Once again, everyone knows the rules, which is a cool feature of this movie. I like that everyone knows this stuff. What I don't like is that no one follows the rules, because
how
she's
are
like,
you all gonna know these rules but not follow them?
right. Because Ruiz immediately gets a shotgun and she's like, what are you doing? Don't shoot it. You can't kill this thing with a firearm. She gets a like a wood chopping axe to deal with this thing. While she's doing that,
Oh my god, this is so hard.
crazy scene.
Dude, it's a hard ass.
Ruiz
Yeah.
fires off one of his shotgun shells.
No, he
Just-
doesn't just fire it though, Joe.
Well, he scares off the other goats.
Yes. Yeah. And like
he's-
all the goats take off running
except
and the bad
for the
one is left
possessed
there.
one.
That's cool.
That was cool. This part was cool because even though it's kind of shitty, but it's cool because he is now holding his shotgun, pointing it at the goat. The goat's like 2 or 3 feet away from him. There's a fence between them, like a wire fence. The goat walks up to him and puts the barrel of the shotgun on its own forehead.
Crazy.
Because what I gathered was this thing is possessed. It wants Ruiz's
killed.
dumb fucking ass to shoot him with a firearm because it breaks the rules, which means it can continue to do whatever it wants to do. And Ruiz, like a moron, does it, which sucks because it's kind of cruel.
Hey,
But-
I saw online that they had a hell of a time shooting this scene because they didn't use that. This wasn't like CGI. Like they actually used goats for this. But to get the goats to do what they needed them to do was a real challenge.
Uh-huh.
Like they couldn't get they were having problems getting all the goats to leave except for the
Just
one.
one.
They were like, okay, how are we going to do this? And like, you know, if you and I were there right now and we were making a movie, like how do we get all the goats to leave except one?
I don't know, man. How did they do it? Did they say anything?
Nah, they didn't say how they did it, but I'm guessing like they
Bribed it.
they did many shots to get that one down.
I don't like seeing a goat get killed, but I don't like goats.
Blammed.
But it does get smoked.
Yeah, it gets smoked. It's good smoke.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's okay. That's terrible. However, let's add to it. Let's add on. And basically,
Like let's pile on like a really brutal scene right here.
yeah. Now,
The-
they
the
kind of just
wife-
like flip to her. I don't,
Yeah.
they don't really. So one of the things this movie does that I think is cool, but it makes it hard to, at times makes it hard to understand what's happening, is that there's no like real physical transformation that these possessed people go through.
Like we don't
No.
see like smoke floating through the air,
Right.
and
Or
then
their eyes
jumping to
don't
someone
turn
else.
yellow or whatever. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Because the wife, we assume, is possessed because she, instead of helping Ruiz, she immediately kills him. Immediately.
Oh,
whacks him.
I think it's the opposite.
What?
So I'm glad y'all kind of have this take. So this movie has an interesting take on possession, but
Okay.
basically, so I think when Ruiz killed the goat, it was going to possess Ruiz. But since the wife knew that, she went ahead and killed him before he could get possessed.
Oh, so
And
she
in doing
wasn't
so,
possessed.
she just knew it was done. She knew it was over for them as soon as he shot the goat, which is why she went ahead and killed him. And then she goes ahead and finishes herself off, which was brutal.
Oh, you don't think she was possessed here?
Interesting.
No.
Huh.
I think so. From my point of view, from my watches, I haven't dived in to see what the real answer is, but I was like, okay, so the person who shoots and does the action is probably one that gets possessed. That logically, that makes sense, right? Because you have to do an evil to gain an evil kind of thing, unless it doesn't have rules like that. But I was like, okay, cool. She was pregnant also,
Yeah.
so like she had more desperation, I think, there to like fucking off him and then off herself.
That's a wild take.
Crazy take. I don't think it's that out of the realm of possibility. I'll say this. The poster for this movie like has a silhouette of a pregnant woman holding an axe, but it's facing the wrong way. And you're like, huh, I've seen this poster before I saw this movie. I'm like, that's weird that it's not, the blade of the axe is not facing out. Well, it's not facing out, and you don't know this until you watch the movie, because she hits herself in the fucking face with it.
Not just
to kill
once.
herself. Yeah,
like
like
she
4
starts
times.
whacking like the side of her face, and like
Yeah.
the last one barely hits before she falls over and dies. That
Yeah.
part was crazy.
Crazy part. And so
I
those
thought that-
people are dead.
I thought that was pretty.
That's a well done scene. That's a well done
Yes.
horror scene.
I thought that was really well done. Yeah, that part
Yeah.
was very cool. That's probably the coolest scene in the movie, in my opinion. And the goat walking up, putting the shotgun to its forehead was hard.
Crazy.
So I do have a confirmation here, boys. In the movie, when evil lurks, Jimena kills herself with an axe to prevent the demon or the rotten from possessing her unborn baby.
From
Because
what are we quoting here?
this is from
Marc 1989's Reddit profile.
this is from Fish Jelly Film Reviews.
Okay.
Who
Reputable.
reviewed this movie in 2023. but no, because okay, in the, so I think when they're moving the rotten, the rotten whispers to Ruiz like, hey, if you kill me, I'm gonna I know Jimena's pregnant or something.
Yeah,
like,
there was
tells him.
something like that. That's right.
So they knew that this demon needed, what better than a baby spawn. So that's where it comes. I think that's where it comes from, Joe.
Huh. Okay, I'll accept that. I think that's good.
Lots to think about. This movie just makes you think. It's so good and incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about some of the themes here because I have some.
So I'm trying to remember what happens next. Is it
Well,
next?
now
Do we get like
the family
Pedro?
scenes.
Yeah. Well,
Eduardo,
the young brother of the rotten comes to their house. Remember, he wants to stay. That I don't know why that happens. It doesn't have a lot to do with this plot, from what I can recall. They let him stay, and Pedro's like freaked out the next day. He's like, "We got to get out." I think
well, spoiler. I think we learn later he's possessed.
Yes, at the very end,
Remember?
we realized he was possessed.
Someone told him to kill the cleaner.
Oh, that's right. But why does he go to their shed? I don't know.
Kill them.
But they don't.
Well,
but
they tell him. Well, yeah, because they tell him to fuck off, and he has to.
No,
go
they let
stay
him
in the
stay
shed.
there. They just take his pistol. Remember?
Yep.
No, he stayed outside.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That they let him stay there outside. So you're both right.
Outside. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next day
they let him stay on his property.
The next day, I don't know why Pedro is like all of a sudden upset, because he wasn't that upset after the rotten incident where they lose him. He's like had the day to think about it, and I guess he wakes up and he's like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?" You know what I mean? Like he didn't immediately think that. I don't know. So I was like, all right, okay, maybe he slept on it and he realized this is really bad, because he immediately goes to his ex-wife's house, her new husband. We learn through this, which again, movie does a good job of not telling you this, and you just learn through their interactions. She has been remarried. Her and her new husband have a daughter. Pedro has 2 children, one of which is an older son and a younger son. The older son is
Wait, doesn't he have
autistic.
3?
No, that is
No,
not
just
the
2.
little girl Vicky is not his. That's the new
Oh,
new
okay.
husband's.
Got it.
And he's like, we gotta go. First of all, he shows up. He immediately takes all of his clothes off, and they're like, "What are you doing, dude?"
He's like straight up just
But, like,
naked in the
So
kitchen.
again, why did he not do? Because he's like, these are the clothes that I was wearing when I was dealing with this rotten. Okay, why did you not do this before you left and came here? But all right, fine. He does that. The dog, this awesome dog named Roger.
Awesome
I
dog.
like,
Awesome
I like
dog.
I like that the dog's name was Roger.
He seemed like such a sweet dog. I don't know what kind of breed he is, but it's a specific breed.
It's a big ass boy.
Kind of like
Hey,
an American bully looking.
They initially suggested that they use a different kind of dog, but the director really wanted to use this one, and Roger proved to be very lazy and would get tired and lay down nonstop.
Probably
he was
helps.
actually he was actually very hard to direct in this
really?
movie. Yeah.
He's a French Mastiff.
Okay. He has a good rapport with his daughter. He seems like a nice boy. He goes over to the clothes and he's like kind of rustling around in Pedro's clothes because Pedro's bare ass naked. I don't know why.
Arguing.
Yeah. Pedro, why didn't you change before you left your own house?
Okay,
Like,
let me
Greg, if I
pause you
came
right
over to your
there.
house and just took my
Yes.
clothes off, you'd be like, what the fuck, man?
But if I came over to your house and I took off all my clothes, wouldn't I have your attention? Like,
I'd probably,
I
Greg
guess.
would probably have my attention for sure.
I might be like, get the fuck out of here, Greg.
you would not tell me to get out.
I
Go
would
sit in your
listen.
car and give me a call.
Call me from outside,
Yeah.
you naked weirdo.
This is some crazy shit because this is when we get
Best dog ever.
yeah, and you know
Sweetest dog.
the ex-wife is really like adamant that Pedro's like a total piece of shit. She's like, get out of here.
Goodest
I hate
boy.
you. You're terrible. While this is going on, the dog
Super sweet dog.
immediately mauls the small girl.
What?
Like
Listen,
mauls her.
Okay.
Comes out of nowhere.
Listen, yeah, like the dog Roger's sitting right next to the girl.
and
like,
he's been
the
interacting with her before.
Yeah.
And he's like
and,
licked their face and she's petting him like it's a good dog.
and like the camera angle's set up to where like the dog's sitting down and you see the backside of them and they're sitting side by side.
Yeah.
And the dog, like, okay, I don't know what happened right before this scene because we didn't see it the whole time, but I'm still going to give Roger the benefit of the doubt. That kid probably had it coming.
No, the kid did not have it coming. But
I'm just saying, I'm on the
Roger-
dog's side here.
it's because Roger goes to the clothes. That's why. He went over to the clothes and apparently like that passes on whatever
Okay.
Pedro has.
All right,
Yes.
I'll bite. I'll go
Nice.
along with that, but at this point, I think that Roger's a victim of circumstance.
Well, they explained how the evil works. So obviously it tracked with Pedro in his clothes.
But not
and
him.
the first thing,
See, that's what I don't get.
because the first thing that the evil attaches onto is animals. And they explain that in the beginning of the movie. I believe where that's how it works. It's
Okay.
animals and then it goes to children
But why wasn't
and
Pedro
then adults.
So Pedro gets
'Cause
whatever.
he's top of the food chain.
Oh, so it
for
has
the-
to start
for the
with an
possession
animal.
rules. Yes, I think it's like just like the goat.
Okay, and then I guess Roger the dog is passing it to Vicky because he bites the shit out of her.
Yes.
And he's like ragdolling her around, and everybody's freaking out.
Dude.
First of all, it took the
That's
parents
crazy.
Sound-
way too long
the
to realize
sounds-
what the fuck was happening.
How does no one hear that?
Right.
Well, her muffled screams, dude. That
But
I don't know how the fuck they got that sound.
None of the
I don't know
adults
how
knew,
many times y'all
Mark.
played that.
None
back.
of the adults paid
Oh,
any
fuck no.
attention to this. This kid is getting
Her-
murdered,
her-
and they're just like,
Under
What?
the dining room table.
yeah.
Bro, her screams are muffled, bro.
Oh,
They're
please.
yelling at the top of their lungs about whoever the fuck knows.
Well, to be fair, he is naked in their house still. He's still
Well,
He
naked,
is
by
still,
the way.
he is still butt ass naked.
then the dog runs off with the child.
Like
Dude,
in
crazy.
his mouth. And you know, at this point, I think Roger was probably trying to get the child some help. I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I mean,
He was looking for a hospital for sure.
basically, we're down to everyone's freaking out, and they're like,
The girl's
"Oh,
probably fine.
yeah, we're assuming that she's dead, but the wife is freaking out and the fucking new husband's freaking out, and he immediately gets a gun, and Pedro's like, don't shoot the dog. What ends up happening? The husband finds the
Man,
dog.
he
fucking
chases
shoots
him. Yeah.
He shoots him.
Hey, okay, now this is, I'll give you a little bit of a trigger warning. I said at the beginning that like a dog dies in this, and
Pretty terribly.
yeah, and I said that it was done tastefully.
It's not. That was false.
No, I think that like the camera
It
kind
was
of
from
blurred.
afar.
Yeah, it's far.
Yeah, it was like,
and
Dude,
they blur
he's
it up.
wailing and he thrashes. It sucks.
He is
It's not
a
good,
victim of
Greg.
circumstance.
It's not good. It's not great.
All right.
it's not. I don't think it's one of the worst ways
It's
they could have done it.
unnecessary. Let's put it that way. I didn't
being
need this
real.
dog to die. I didn't need this dog to be a criminal in this movie, or a
You
possessed
could have
dog.
done time in jail.
But basically, we're
Lock
back
him
to
up.
another example of we know the rules. Everyone seems to know. Everyone seems to communicate the rules. No one seems to actually follow the rules. Pretty disappointing. Because the second thing that's most important about this interaction is that everyone is scattered looking for the dog that has Vicky, the little girl. Vicky turns back up at the house and she's fine. She has no wounds.
Nothing wrong
She's
with her.
happy. Nothing's wrong with her. And she's talking to her mother. She's like, Daddy's going to kill you. And the mom's like,
Oh, that
"What?"
was
Dude,
good.
That was cool.
So sick.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, what do you mean? And she's like, Daddy's going to come with the car. And she does
smash
that.
you.
And what do you
Yeah.
know? Within 30 seconds, the Leonard, the dad,
Because
runs
he killed the dog.
runs the mom over with the car. He's
Just
coming
like
back
plows
around.
her into the house.
Yeah.
Which explains that multiple possessions can be done at one time.
Okay, so at this point, I got to say this. Isn't this technically a zombie movie?
Kind of. It's a different take on
I
possession
guess.
that I was hoping
Because-
y'all would kind of see.
Okay, so when I was watching it, I was like, when I think of possession, I think about it jumping from one person to another, and it's like one entity that's possessing, and it's just doing its thing. But this one kind of becomes a thing where it could be multiple people at the same time, and so that kind
Yeah,
of
but they
like
don't-
touches. It kind of touches on like a little bit of like the rules of like zombies. Like one of these other entities could go possess something else and keep spreading, and it can become exponential.
Yes. That's how they explain that cities are fucking wiped within a week. And these towns out in the rural are basically done for as soon as one fucking rotten shows up, because it spreads like wildfire. And that's where I think there's, like I talked about earlier, there's no government, there's no saviors, there's nothing. I think the majority of the population of whatever world this is fucking gone. And evil is like thriving.
This reminds me of last week's episode with Dawn of the Dead, where I asked Joe if he would kill me.
So fast. Well, you'd kill yourself
like
before we kill you.
like Joe was like he instantly knew what I was going to ask him, but he was like, "Oh, I'd off you right away." Oh, bro, I'm not even turned yet. I just have a little bite. Just cut my arm off.
You're going.
And I feel like this would be another thing where like all of a sudden I see like Joe whispering to Marc in the corner. I go, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?" And all of a sudden, like I get an axe to the back of my neck.
The nape.
Guess
The
we got to
nape?
do it.
I had to like I texted you guys earlier. I was like, I have no idea what a nape is, and part of this movie, she's like, one of the ladies later is yelling like, "Stab him in the nape." I was like, "Where is the nape?"
You'd be like, when someone asks you to fold the cheese, how do I fold the cheese?
You just fold it in.
You just fold it in.
Anyways,
Great scene.
Pedro
Great scene, dude.
takes his two kids. First of all,
And
he
he's-
immediately leaves.
yeah,
This is like-
he's got,
he could.
There's like
He goes
a
pick up
joke
like
where
a
he's like, we're
less.
fucking gone.
he's
he
got
leaves.
like no remorse for like his dead ex. He's like, they deserved it.
No,
He never
he-
paid. We also find out he never paid child support.
Yeah, he's behind on child support. He's kind of a scumbag.
He was a little shitter.
Okay, so I got to say this. This is potentially a world where like the government's falling apart and she's still over here mad that she's not getting child support. What are they using for
See, I
currency
didn't
here?
I didn't see that the world falling apart at all. I didn't get that from
They-
this.
They talked about it. That's what they said.
I mean, they
like,
did talk about how
sometimes-
these rottens show up and they have to like immediately evacuate. But
Mhm.
anyway, now we get Pedro with his two kids, Santino and Yair, who is the autistic child who's older
He doesn't
Mhm.
speak
and is
either.
nonverbal. And he picks up Sarah, his
mother?
mother, and Jaime, his brother. And he's like, we got to get to this woman, Mirta, who is a cleaner. She knows what the fuck to do here. They go to Mirta's house. She lets them come in. She's like, hey, your older son, he's fucking possessed. And they're like, no, he's always like this. I'm like, nope,
He's autistic.
he's not. She's like, I know what I'm talking about. This kid has got problems bigger than just.
I think she said, like, look at his hands and his feet.
Yeah,
his hands, because the possession, when it's trying to take him, it can't figure out how to talk. So the possession's having the demon is having trouble figuring out what kind of fucking body it's in,
Because
not knowing that it's a kid with
autism. Yeah. Like
so his hands are all
that's messing him up. It's
crazy, dude.
And
then on the drive.
Well,
oh, sorry. On the I'll just point these out.
Go ahead.
The 7 rules.
Yeah, she
All
starts
right, you heard
saying
it
them
here
to the kid, like in the back seat of the car.
Avoid electric lights. 2, avoid firearms. 3, never speak the name of the evil, which she was then
she immediately does.
She's all Beelzebub.
Lucifer,
they're like,
Azrael.
whoa.
Right.
They'll stop. 4, avoid animals. 5, don't take anything from the possessed. 6, don't hurt the possessed. And 7, don't be afraid of dying. And I think that comes into play with a lot of these deaths here that Joey might have a problem with.
What do you mean?
Well, like, I think the decisions that people will make, it's because they're so fucking afraid
I
of
see
being
what you
taken.
mean. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Well, I don't understand the don't hurt that possessed. What is that? How do you not hurt it?
You gotta be cordial.
You gotta have a cleaner to deal with it.
I think the only way you kill it's with a cleaner. Yeah.
Well, so they go to Mirta's house, who is a cleaner, and she's like, I think your other son's possessed. And they're like, no, he's not. And they're like, okay. We're not gonna oh, you know what you're talking about? We came to you for advice. We're not listening to your advice.
They don't listen to it at all.
Okay.
Don't touch the red button.
Right,
I'm telling you.
Exactly. Then she says, okay, we've got to go back and find the original Uriel, who was the original rotter, the big guy. We got to deal with him because you fucking morons didn't deal with him. And that's why this is continuing to like roll on. They're like, okay, we'll do that in the morning. While that's happening.
We did miss the phone call.
The phone call.
Remember when they're driving, so before they get to Mirta's?
Oh, that was creepy.
Fucking
she calls.
His wife calls.
Sabrina,
it's like
the ex-wife. Yeah.
The one that got plowed by the car is like calling him.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you, you're nothing, I hate you, you're terrible, you're over. Which
this is where Pedro starts to break, I think.
Yeah.
This is where, because he knows that she's gone.
We kind of know that, like, we saw this with the child, where it's like something horrible happens, what you consider a violent death happens to someone, and they are not dead. And she actually shows up later that night with a mangled face. She has the
fucked up scene.
Yeah, she has the youngest son who recognizes her as his mother and is not bothered. And she's like, I'm taking him. She jumps off the second-story balcony of Mirta's house, disappears. They look for her. They cannot find her, except they actually do find her later.
Yeah,
they find her. And she's eating the kid's brain.
Like a bag of fucking cereal with no milk.
Her son's
going
brain.
in.
Yeah.
So cool. Horrible.
Yeah, and so...
But you've never seen that before in a movie.
Like,
you've literally never seen that in a movie
They're like
before.
cruising in a car when they find her.
Well, because they split up, because Jaime, who's the
Always
brother...
a good idea.
Is
Always
like,
a good idea
I'll deal with her. You go deal with Uriel, the original rotten. The original rotten. Why did I say rotter?
Joe, would you split up in a situation like this in real life?
No.
Never.
You'd stick with us?
That kid's gone.
Of course.
That kid's gone.
Like, Mark, you would stay with the group?
100%. Dude, I don't have the balls to go out alone. You kidding me?
It's just stupid,
I've watched too many horror movies.
It's just dumb.
Yeah, I've watched too many movies.
Mark's the guy that we send to the basement by himself. Feel like, hey, go check the basement.
Oh, for sure.
Well, now we get into the whole possessed children, the schoolhouse full of possessed kids. Because basically Pedro goes with Mirta, who's the cleaner, to look for Uriel, the original rotten. And they find that Uriel is actually there in the school, and the kids took him and put him under the school, like under the auditorium stage. And
killed all the adults.
They killed every adult around. So Mirta's like, all right, I'm going to do my exorcist work, my cleaning work, which is great. Finally, we have someone who's paying attention, who knows what they're doing. She's in charge. Okay. Very good. Pedro's like, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I'm going to go get an axe because this will help.
Well, he's being persuaded. He's being persuaded by the evil.
Right. But he's a fucking idiot. And
He's
he runs, he splits, he leaves, even though he's been told, don't hurt you can't kill it. It's not going to work. It has to be the cleaner that does it. He's like, I'm just going to do this anyway. I'm going to go get this axe and hit this thing with an axe. While he leaves, the kids lock him out. They kill Myrta and they destroy her cleaning equipment. So she can't do the Exorcist.
They're like bonking her on the head.
Yeah. It's,
shit, as they drag her out. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Very reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, actually.
Yeah. Crazy scene, because then Pedro gets mad and he's like, I'm just going to kill this thing, even though I know I'm not supposed to. And I was told not to. And I read all the rules and she told me and I'm doing it anyway. And he does it. And what happens? The demon gets born from the fat Rotten's body. Greg, you're on mute.
Greg.
This scene is so campy because like that bald headed pops up from underneath the stage.
It's good.
It was cheesy.
Bloody.
Yeah.
It fucking marks him.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. The baby,
it smears blood on his
child.
forehead.
Yeah. Basically marks him with blood. And this was kind of weird how this movie ends, because we're getting to the conclusion of the movie, but basically they leave. He leaves. The demon allows Pedro to live. He gets back together with Yair, his son, and Jaime, his brother. They go back to the house. They find Eduardo, who was the younger brother of that they let stay in the shed, Uriel's brother. And he's like, hey, just letting you guys know, the cleaner that was cut in half, I fucking did that. I'm the guy. And they're like, holy shit, why would you do that? And he goes, well, I killed my mom too, and I killed your mom the same way. Like, it makes you think that he did. And then this is when you get this weird thing where Pedro gives his son this ice cream that he's been talking about. I'm going to get you this apple flavored ice cream. That's the whole thing. First of all, apple ice cream, not into it. I don't even know that that's.
Have you ever had that?
I don't think so. I can't.
It's probably so good.
It's probably
so
amazing,
sugary.
Joe.
Nah,
Yeah, it's probably really good.
I'll never have it after this fucking movie. But the kid Yair starts choking and he coughs up her hair and her necklace, his mother's hair, so his grandmother Sarah, which makes you think, oh, Yair is possessed and he killed her.
Well, and we did miss a little bit of a scene that I thought was pretty cool.
What's that?
During the whole school scene,
when he walked into
Yair
the house and he's talking.
walks into the house, he's talking normally.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm
right.
hungry.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm cold. Like, come on, like, please, like, let's get something to eat.
So we think that
was fucked.
Yeah, because we think the demon has now like fully engulfed him, I guess.
Easily. Yeah.
This is
The demon understood the possession.
This is what I'm talking about. If all three of us were put into this world, like, I feel like I would be the first one y'all would kill, because the first time I do something where I'm just acting slightly different, Marc's whispering to Joe, Joe's nodding his head yes, and I'm going to get an axe to the back of my head. Yeah, instantly.
Well, so what do you think this movie is trying to say to you? Because I have some thoughts, and this is why I'm a little bit, so technically speaking, this movie is a superior horror film. It's incredible stuff from a technical aspect. I think that all of the gore and the violence is really well done. It definitely gives you the sense of dread. All of that is great. And I think my hesitation about this movie is like, I don't know what it's trying to say, because when I watched it, the way I felt about it made me not like the movie as much. But that's because I have a feeling my interpretation was that this movie doesn't have anything to tell you, or that it's just like so dark where it's like, hey, everything is evil.
All this good movie with no message. What's the point? Is what you thought?
Well, a little bit, or the message is that everything is there's you can't reconcile with any of this, and evil is just everywhere. It's overtaking everybody, and there's nothing else in the world but this.
I'll give you a little think piece here, Joe. So the way the movie ends, right? They understand that their mother's dead. They both walk outside, and Pedro basically does gets on his knees and does the, he yells to the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
They mention that when the demon is born, the first thing that it eats is the sound of nature. And I think during that scene, it's the sound kind of goes in and out, but there's a moment of silence and then more like string plucking that they do through the entirety of the movie, pretty much. And I think that kind of signifies there at the end that the demon has basically started its world possession, which gets to my point. I think that this movie just comes down to it's emotionally crushing, Joe. I think it's a view on how people will try and they will fail. And there's, again, I keep saying it, there's no savior in this movie. Even though Pedro and Jaime are the main characters, they're just two dudes. They're just two fucking brothers who live in this world, and they are not the saviors. They have to make decisions that are poor, or sometimes they think is the right way, but they are just humans with flaws. And I think it's so grounded and it's so leveled, and the fact that there's no savior makes this movie stand out completely to other horror movies that we've seen or that you'll see.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's a worthy interpretation. That was very well put. To me, it felt a little bit like depravity for depravity's sake at times, where it was like,
For
all
sure.
right,
Yeah.
okay,
There's no good in this movie.
right.
Zero.
Which is like, I don't know. Okay. That's
And
it.
Joe's like, I feel bad after I watch.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
It's
really
like,
what this movie leaves you with, which is like, if you were to take it as the way you describe it, Mark, then it's just like you could watch this movie, or you could just like kick yourself in the nuts a bunch of times.
Let me ask you this, because I'm curious now. You got me questioning some things. Like, what was Halloween trying to say to us, Joe?
Well, it's totally different. I think I think this movie wants to say something. That's the thing. Whereas I think Halloween was like, this is like a fun, check your brain slasher movie. I don't think Halloween had like an overarching message about like, or maybe it did, that Michael Myers is like this unstoppable force. I don't know. I think this
Maybe
movie wants to say something. I don't know what it is. That's the thing.
So you feel like your issue is that you feel like there's a message in this movie, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Yeah, like I just don't know what we're doing here. It just feels like we're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna put like all this cruel, like just fucking terrible shit in this movie. You're gonna watch it, and at the end, you're gonna be like, what's okay?
Well, this movie ends on a real downer too.
Well, the whole
Like,
movie, there's no jokes in this movie.
The whole thing.
Nothing's funny.
There's one funny bit where I think his wife had just gotten smashed, and you see him like yank his son off camera. It's pretty spot on. I'll try to put it in the video.
Yeah.
But I think what you're getting at is that there is a message. I think it's one of those movies where it's completely up to your interpretation.
Sure.
I think what it does well and why people enjoy it is because it's bold to do that. And not to say that this decision and what it did made them a lot of money. When I was looking up the budget on the movie, it was $3.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only see that the movie made $2 million.
Oh, it's got to maybe more than that. It's very well received.
Dude, I tried looking, and I can't see much more money that it made. So, maybe you're not wrong. Maybe people don't get it. Maybe, but I think what you're getting at too is that this movie is not really like a Saw or Hostel. Like, I feel like those are just like, that's just like horror porn for porn reasons.
It's not that.
It's not like that though.
But it's like confused, because it's like that's a Mark, you like perfectly put into words what I'm feeling. It's not that, because for me, those are just like, I don't have a lot of time for that. It's just like, all right, it's just like crazy torture porn for torture porn's sake. Like, that's not an experience that I need to undertake very often. This movie feels more elevated than that, even though there are elements of that in it. It's just when you elevate it, I'm like, what is it that this guy wants us to? What are you trying to tell me with this movie? I don't know, and I'm trying to figure it out.
It did.
Go ahead.
It did just get greenlit for When Evil Lurks 2, because I think there's some cool lore and some world building that they did. tell me you wouldn't want to see what a cleaner does. I was so intrigued on her using that shit.
I would like to.
I wish we would have seen it.
The weird like weapon or whatever it was.
A fucking compass looking
like
telescope thing.
Like a whole.
It was like Rambo, like screwing like exploding tips onto a bow and arrow.
Seriously.
Cool. So wait, is it a 2 or is it a remake?
I think it's going to be a 2 because
did you guys see,
they're going to explore more of the world.
Did you guys see there was another movie that came out recently, and one of them, I think it was like Scandinavian, and they remade it like within a year with James
that's unnecessary.
Yeah,
that's
it's
unnecessary
stupid that they do that. So
like a US remake, you mean?
Hang on, I'm going to find it for you because I watched both of them. Speak No Evil.
Oh,
did you guys see this?
Yes, I've seen
it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was a remake?
Yes. It's a Dutch movie. The first one's Dutch, and they remade it within like a year. This movie and those movies, to me, are very similar, where I'm like, okay, there's a lot of things that were done well in this, but the result leaves me feeling like you just wanted me to be, you were just torturing the viewer to torture me. I almost feel almost the exact same about both of those movies. You've seen both of them, Greg? You saw Speak No Evil? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see the similarity there, or am I off base?
No, I do see a similarity there. Yes. And to your point, I hate whenever they I don't think
it's
like,
so stupid.
You don't need to remake a movie just to put it in English. Like that's not necessary. Like Ring and Ringu, just like
probably not needed.
Why did we do that?
They're doing that.
The Eye.
Raid. They're doing that with the Raid, by the way. It's at least rumored that they're gonna just remake it. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, the original Speak No Evil is 2022. They remade it in 2024. But that's movie,
quick turnaround. I love James McAvoy.
I do too. But I felt like there was like I felt the same. It's like there's no redemption, there's no redeeming qualities. This person has the most dark, nihilistic view of humanity and existence that there is possible, and where he's just like, I'm just going to put this on screen. Here you go.
You just want a little happy. You just want a little.
Give me something, man. Otherwise, because it's like
you just want a little bow, a little something to look forward to.
You spend 2 hours on it. You're like, all right, this is it.
Now I just feel bad.
Right
now I just feel bad.
Give me something, or like make it clear what you want me to feel. Because I either think that
the evil won,
but it won because these people are stupid.
This is a movie about saying you should follow the rules, otherwise you'll end up like this.
But no one
does. The nail
does.
that sticks out gets hammered in.
Man, very frustrating because there's a lot of. I mean, every character in this movie knows the rules because they talk about knowing the rules and then they never do it. And that does get old.
If we were to look up what some people would say online, it's a metaphor for some real world issues here, where they say director Rugna drew inspiration from the plight of impoverished farmers in Argentina who were suffering from health issues due to pesticide exposure.
That's right. That was the inspiration for this movie.
That's kind of cool. All right, see, like I'm coming back around a little bit. I wish there was more of that. That's cool. Like I want to hear that.
I mean,
there's like a little bit of a political satire here.
Didn't get it from watching it, but that's
and
cool.
Maybe that's because you're not from Argentina.
Because we're kind of from afar.
But I mean, there's farmers dealing with pesticides in every country in the world.
This is true. I mean,
fucking, you think they don't use pesticides here, Greg?
I think that maybe it's saying that
those organic bananas you're eating, Greg, those cucumbers you snack on, pesticides, baby.
Hey, man,
those strawberries
I don't
are
know if you know
juice,
this, but I don't eat cucumbers.
What do you eat?
Me neither.
Like cucumbers are
all you eat's cilantro. That's the only thing I've ever seen you eat.
I'm trying to get a cilantro sponsorship.
Hey, cilantro, hit us up.
If you want to
cilantro, please
partner with us. We love that Korean fusion food that you're doing down in Austin, Texas.
Promo code Greg.
I don't remember where I was going with that, but
we were talking about the like the themes of the messaging,
the pesticides.
Oh yeah. Maybe Argentina shouldn't be a democracy.
I don't.
Oh,
is it?
Oh boy.
They're like a republic democracy.
No, it's Venezuela that it's having trouble right now. What else, guys? What else? Let's talk about this fucking movie.
What did you what would you categorize this movie as, Joe? And what would you rate it?
Well, this is a deep cut for me. I think only, and part of that's probably the language barrier. I mean, I don't know that it's. Although I knew about this movie, like I had heard a lot about this film.
Why did you hear about this movie?
I mean, I actually was like gonna watch this at one point, and I just never got around to it when it came out. Because I remember when it came out, it was like a big deal. People were like, "This movie's awesome." And obviously, like people have talked about it. Braden, our buddy Braden, like loves this. He's like all over us to do it. He sent me like 10 emails. So Braden, you're welcome, buddy. We're doing this fucking movie.
Hey, Braden, this wasn't Joe's idea, by the way.
No, not my pick, Braden, but I am commenting on it for you. What would I rate it? Tough. For like a horror movie, this is probably like a fucking 4-star horror movie. Like, if you look at the technical aspects of what a horror movie is, I gotta say, guys, I wasn't scared though. Like, I was never like, oh my God, I'm fucking scared. I was more like,
I don't think it's a real scary
I was
movie.
more like not disgusted, but just like kind of like turned off, I guess, is how I would describe it.
I don't think they went like overboard with that though.
What do you mean?
With the disgusting stuff, just for the sake of
I don't think so either. Look, I'll be honest, maybe I'm a bitch. I don't like dogs and kids getting hurt, man. I'm not saying that it's not good or the movies don't do it. You shouldn't do it. I just don't care for it. Doesn't it's not an entertaining piece of film.
You don't like when people go there, even though we know it's fake.
Yeah, I
just don't like that they go there.
Like as soon as the dog attacked that girl, I was like, I'm kind of out. I finished the movie. It's well done, but it's just like, as far as me being able to be like, this movie's fucking awesome, I was like, nah, it's cool. It's like probably a 4-star horror movie. I'm not going to rewatch it. On my scale, it's like, if I was to rate this, it's like a 2-star for me, personally.
All right,
but I mean,
so
it's a really good
from Joe on this.
It's like a great movie for what if you're into this.
Okay, what
do you think, Greg?
I give this. It's definitely a deep cut. And it's a deep cut because of the language barrier piece, because most people will skip over it because of that. With horror, I think they crank out horror movies at a faster rate than most any other genres. Probably the next competing one's probably like, I don't know, rom-coms or something. Both are very low budget films to make for the most part. But I think that as far as the horror category goes, like so many of these movies are just bad, and I'll never watch them again. I would watch this one again for sure. And I think that when I think of, we've got our gatekeeper horror movies, we've got our classics that everyone knows about. Everybody knows about Halloween. Everyone knows about The Exorcist and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. We know about all these, like the monster movies. But like as far as movies of the last 20 years that were actually in the horror genre that are scary, like I can only think of a couple that come to mind that still stick out. The Conjuring, the first one. Great movie. Love that one.
Oh,
good.
Horrifying.
That one was scary because that one, when you think it's over and you think you're in a happy space, like the real horror kicks in, that movie kicks ass. And most people know about it. Sinister. I think that is another one that comes to mind whenever I think of like good horror. The follow-up to Sinister is like, I think they've got like 3 or 4 after it. They're bad. But the first one is really good. So there's like a handful that kind of fall into that. Yeah, Hereditary.
Insidious.
Yeah, Insidious, Hereditary, both fall in the category of like, these are good horror movies. I think this is a good horror movie. I would give it a 4-star rating. I think that there is like a little bit of some confusion. I see what you're saying, Joe, with what your issues are with some of it. The dog part, the kid had it coming. Like I hate that. And there's that website. As soon as I saw, like the movie starts out and like there's dogs that they're using to like track people down with in the woods. As soon as it popped up, I went to the website, doesthedogdie.com. I was like, I need to know. Like I use that all the time. And anytime Joe and I have texted back and forth previously where like he'll send me a movie recommendation and I'll see a movie, I'll see a dog in it. I instantly send a message. I go, yo, does a dog die in this? And his response was like, I would never recommend a movie where a dog dies.
Yeah, so, I mean, John Wick is like the one exception, right?
Yeah,
and it's worth it.
Okay, so the dog dies there. So, like, if you're okay with like watching a dog die in John Wick, and that's the whole series,
you don't watch it though.
Yeah, you don't see it. I guess they show it a little more. And I think that that's ultimately probably the real underlying message here is that dogs need legal representation in situations like this. I want to hear the
Yeah.
dog side of the story. We don't know
Yeah.
what happened before we got there. So, deep cut, 4 stars. I would recommend. I don't have a second rating for it, but overall,
This is
I
the only
think
one I've ever
You
done
don't
a
have a
second rating.
Greg's Razzle Dazzle review.
that's what I give this movie. Mark, this is your pick, so I'm assuming it's going to get a high rating from you. What do you say about it?
This is probably the easiest 5 I've given all year. I mean, it is one of my so when it came down to it, and I was thinking of the movies, my choices were Satan's Slaves, which is not a very popular movie. It's Indonesian horror. That one's genuinely fucking like scary, scary. Then you have The Dark and the Wicked. It's one of my other favorites. That one is sad. That one, this it doesn't hold a coin to this one as far as disgustingness goes, but it's just fucking dreading. It's dread and it's sad. This movie I chose because I think it would be cool. I thought it would be cool to do a international movie spotlighting Argentina. I hope that the fans or our listeners enjoy that we're kind of stepping out of the norm, doing a movie that's from 2023 and not from 1970. Not that there's anything wrong with that,
I mean, the finest horror
but
movie was made in the
the
70s.
finest horror movie was made in 1978.
73, but yeah.
But I think I hope people appreciate it. And again, we're not trying to recommend you this movie because of the shock value. I don't think it has the shock value of Hostel or Saw or any of those other movies. Not Green Inferno, the fucking other one where they go to the island
Gilligan's Island?
of no, they go to an island and one of the people gets their eye scooped out with a fork by the tribe members. It's called Green something.
Yeah, it's a cannibalism
God.
movie. See, like cannibalism
And
stuff,
cannibalism.
not into it.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
It's not like that, which I appreciate. I think this movie,
It's close.
this is the meanest. I think this is probably the meanest horror movie you might ever see
That's fair.
because it doesn't care. It doesn't care if you get sad that grandmama dies. Doesn't care if you get sad that the little girl gets her face mauled, or the mom gets ran over by a truck, or that the kid gets his brains eaten out like a bag of Cheerios. It doesn't care, but it does it so well and it looks so good where I'm watching it, I'm like, fuck,
Yeah, the special effects
that
were
looks
not
good.
cheesy. They weren't cheesy.
I was like, dude, that looks good. This movie could have been real fucking bad. If they did that in CGI, obviously the bullet and the blood with the dog CGI, obviously. But when she's fucking eating the brains and the light on it, it's just all done beautifully. This is going to be one of the best like horror movies you see if you can make it
From a
through,
technical
I
standpoint.
think. From a technical
I
standpoint,
think
if you make it.
out of the 3 we've done, this is the one with the highest rating combined.
I mean, it's not saying much, you know. It really is.
Tell you what, it
Something
wouldn't
about
exist
TCM2?
without probably either of the other
brother.
movies. It wouldn't.
Well, and that's
Also,
fine.
I
And
guarantee you
know-
this director's favorite fucking horror movie is The Exorcist.
probably. I think it gets
Why not
compared to The
TCM2?
Exorcist a lot. Not many things are like TCM2, I'll tell you that. But yeah, there's some extensive lore that's fucking. I'm so excited for When Evil Lurks 2. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we bring it back. Maybe we have to
I hope
watch
that they
When
come
Evil
out
Lurks
with
1.
a cool title for it, not When Evil Lurks 2. Like When Evil
Lurks Again.
When Evil Lurks is. Yeah?
When Evil Lurks More.
When the Evil Lurk Eye.
When Evil Lurks.
Why Evil Lurks? I'm just
I'll
saying,
tell you
there's
what.
options here.
Let me say this. I'm sure that there's going to be a sequel. However, what's this guy been doing? Is he writing it, I guess? I mean, is it going to have the same people in it? Are they going to be as dumb as the characters in this movie? That's all.
Well, you say that they're
so
dumb, but
dude.
they're just human.
Mark.
That's just human.
Dude,
I would die.
You know what?
Mark's
Every
credit-
single what we should have had, this movie, they should have just all killed themselves immediately. That's what this movie
They
should
could
have.
have.
They should have done that. Because they couldn't do it. They couldn't figure it out.
This movie reminds me a little bit of It Follows, with like this is basically like an evil chain letter, you know?
Yes.
Like that's basically the message here. Like chain letters
So
suck.
see, like, all right, you want to get into it a little bit. It Follows doesn't end on a happy note at all.
No,
But
that movie's great.
It absolutely gives you something to think about and tells you where it wants you to direct your thoughts by the time that
Don't
movie
have
ends.
promiscuous sex.
But think about it, dude. The way that movie ends, they have transferred it around. The kid is with the girl,
it's
and
all
you're
STDs.
like, is it still going on? This movie
clap.
doesn't have any of that. This movie is just like, it's over. Credits.
Well, it's still going, Joe.
Just frustrating. Frustrating end.
All right.
I would say this is a deep flaw, or deep flaw, deep cut. Yeah, deep cut, easy 5 stars. Watch it. Love it.
Cool.
Talk to Joe about it.
Next up, we've got fan voted Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
I've never seen it.
Don't laugh. It's not. This
Never
isn't a
seen it.
laughing matter. This isn't. This isn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This movie is great. This is a great horror movie.
You know, like what about the singing and dancing in this?
Love it.
Singing and dancing.
Oh yeah. There's a
musical.
There's a great commercial jingle that you're going to be singing all of the rest of the month, Mark, when you see this.
Oh, great. And this is the Halloween franchise, right?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about what's going on here because Michael Myers is not in this movie at all, which pissed people off. And they were like, why did you do this?
Oh, you didn't know that, Mark?
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
What the hell?
It's
Is it a witch?
You'll see, dude. It's really good. It's fucking money.
Really good is a bit
Yeah,
of an oversell.
You kind of
but I
sound
think
like
it is,
Greg.
okay.
You kind of sound like Greg talking about
it is
season
good.
2.
People like this movie.
It's really
a cult
good.
classic for sure. And it's got a very deep following that a lot of people love.
And it's not like cult classic like Chop Top is so cool in it. It's not that.
Whoa,
People are like, this is a good movie.
Oh, shots at Chop.
Wow.
Shots at Chop Top. That guy fucking sucks.
Wow. Joe, you got your sign off there, buddy?
Oh,
You gotta remember it by now, please.
I tell you what to watch. I like movies. I like to tell you what to watch.
I can't.
He does do that.
I can't.
I'll tell you, if you want to feel really bad
Greg,
about yourself in your life, watch fucking Where and When Evil Lurks. Do that.
I'm Greg, and I hate pretty much everything, and I liked this movie more than Joe.
That's kind of wild. I wasn't expecting it in the text thread, honestly. I'm Mark, and I'm successfully keeping us from being canceled. La Castella, please reach out. I miss you. I miss those jalapenos and those beans. Hit us up.